Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to be telling a story time about how I was chased by a killer clown on Halloween when I was 13 years old. This is completely 100% true. Killer part, probably not, but this story is completely true. It was terrifying. There is nothing that I'm more afraid of than clowns. It was an awful experience, but now it's funny whenever I look back on it. So like I said, this happened when I was about 12 or 13 years old. And ironically, it happened right across the street from a police station, like literally police station, street, scene of crime, right there. So two of my friends and I were doing our trick-or-treating up on the town square. Everybody, every year, they will do, I think they call it trunk or treat, because there's all these cars and they open their trunks and they have candy in there. So we did our lap around the square, or probably a couple actually, and we started to walk home. So we get down the road a little bit where the street lights are starting to become more sparse, of course, and we look over to our left, and there stands, on top of a sewer grate, might I add, a clown. And he has a really scary clown mask on, and he's got, half of his hair was orange and half of it was white, I believe. And then he was wearing, clown jumpsuit, and half of it was orange with white polka dots, and the other half was white with orange polka dots. And he had great big shoes, and he was standing there, and he was being so creepy. So he was holding a cardboard sign which said in black paint on it, "Don't feed the clown." Seriously? So he has this sign that says, "Don't feed the clown," and he's standing there and he's like being all freaking creepy. And I'm like, okay, we're walking right past him. We are not acknowledging this guy. This is a bad idea. Let's just go. And of course, my friends are like already halfway over to him. So I walk over there with them. And my oldest friend, we'll call her Jane. She was a year older than me. And her little sister was with us, and we will call her Josie. So Jane and Josie. Jane's the oldest, Josie's the youngest. So Jane walks over to this clown and she says, "Oh, no, don't feed the clown. That's very funny. Ha ha ha. Would you like some candy?" And he shakes his head yes. Which, I mean, the sign says don't feed the clown. Don't. As in do not feed the clown. So she feeds the clown. She reaches into her bag to give him a piece of candy, and he grabs her whole bag and starts running up the road. Not running, actually. Let me rephrase that. He was galloping with a creepy limp. Like he was galloping with this terrifying limp all the way down the road. And of course, this is one of those roads that has no streetlights all the way down except for one at the very, very, very end, making the whole road all shadowy and terrifying. So he's running down this road, and eventually he disappears. And again, I'm like, okay, home. Like, let's go home before we die. Let's go home. And again, Jane, of course, who I guess is just as brave as the freaking grizzly man or something, is like, "No, I'm going to get my candy back from the scary killer clown." And we're like, okay, well, let's go. And I'm like staying back in the back. I'm terrified, and that makes no sense why I would want to be in the back, because it's always the little one in the back that gets picked off first. I am literally 4'11" tall. Like, it would not take much to just scoop me up and get me out of there. So anyway, we're walking up the road, and we approach this house, and there's a woman sitting out on the front porch. And I don't know what we were saying. I guess we said something loud enough to where she could hear, and she heard that we were talking about candy and the clown, I assume. So she calls out to us, "Hey, you guys didn't give that clown any candy, did you?" Like, seriously, that is what she said. And of course, we're like, yeah, we did. And she said, oh no, you shouldn't do that, because if you give him candy, it makes him mad when he eats it and he will bite you. What? He will bite you, is what she said. So, of course, right about that time, this crazy jumps out of this freaking bush, spread eagle, and starts coming at Josie. And Josie still has her candy, which she proceeded to then use as a deadly weapon, and she pulls this bag back behind her head and whacks him right across the face with it. I swear to God, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. There was some humor in the situation at that time, at that point. So she smacks him with the candy, and then what did I call her? Jane sees her candy over on the ground, so she runs over and grabs that bag, and we take off running down the road. Take off. So we're running all the way down the road, and we look back, and here he comes running behind us, galloping, creepy limp after us all the way down the road. A little tiny bit of pee came out at that point. So we just keep running, and thank God Jane and Josie's house was closer than mine. So we get into their house and we slam the door and we lock it. And I was like, oh, I'm not going home right now. Nope. I'm not going back out that door right now. So I sat there for probably about 30 minutes or so, long enough for any normal person in a scary clown costume chasing young girls to give up and go back home. Yeah, he didn't. So I walk out the door to start going home. It is pitch black outside. I'm completely alone. I am terrified of clowns. I peed on myself a tiny bit. I am not ready for this. So I start walking down the road, and I hear a noise. Of course I hear a noise, and why did I even turn around? I turn around, and here he comes running after me, jumped out of a freaking bush, starts running after me, chasing me down the road. Now let me tell you guys a little fun fact about Marina. Marina is not a fast person by any means. I never ever run. If I am running and you see me running, you should probably run too, because that means I'm being chased by something. So this was the one time in my life that I literally booked it. Cross country, freaking all-star, all the way. So I run as fast as I can. I don't know when he stopped following me. I don't know if he chased me all the way to my house or if he stopped somewhere, because I did not look back. I did not stop. No, I just ran all the way there, slammed that door, locked it, and did not want to go outside ever again for a long time. It was freaking terrifying. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, and when I say a tiny bit of pee came out, I mean the tiniest bit of pee literally came out. I was so scared. So I've never seen this guy after this. I've never seen him do this again. I don't know if this was something that he was doing every year, or if he just did it this once and got what he wanted out of it, I guess. I don't know. I have half a mind to go back to that house and see if that same lady still lives there and be like, okay, what was this about? You traumatized me. Oh my gosh. So that is it. That is the story of the time that I was chased by a killer clown on Halloween at 13 years old. And, moral of the story, don't feed the clown. Just don't. You have better things to do, I'm sure. Do not feed the clown. Just go home and eat your candy. Just don't. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this. If you liked this story and you want to hear more, hit the subscribe button. And I'm going to try to post new videos every single day. I will either be telling a funny story or a sad story, scary story, whatever. I might post some gaming stuff. I might post a makeup review. I might post an unboxing. You never know. So if you liked it, hit subscribe and be my friend. I'm lonely. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!